a couple of longer holds, and that's only the asana, the pose that you hold. The breath will be continuously. So don't think, if I don't speak in the breath and you're in a certain pose, that you then also have to hold the breath. So the breath is flowy. Yeah, the breath is always there. The other thing is that in the asana, there's never ever a real stop. If you have time to settle into the pose, perfect it then. So, meaning, if I step to a downward facing dog and then to a warrior two, then when I'm here, the body wants to stand like this. And now my left hip is higher than my right. Adjust it. You want to have both feet same weight. So what I do, I try to get my hips in one line, reaching the outer edge, and then just like, and then focusing on different aspects of the body. Shoulders, is my neck okay? Can I still move, or is it like, ugh? And make the neck is always kind of relaxing. And then you feel that the knee wants to come in, so most of the time people are going to stand like this, yes. It looks the same, but it feels totally different. So in the dynamic yoga, there's always a charge in the body. So it looks easy from somebody who's standing outside. It's like, oh, I move my arm, I step forward, I just hang out here. But there's always these opposite forces. Right hand is reaching to the right in this case, and my left hand is reaching to the left. So where's the charge? I feel the stretch in my upper body, and I feel also the charge of my arms. I can keep it like this, or I can charge it more by rotating my shoulder heads back. And then you see something changing, and you feel something changing. So start to explore. Where do you feel? Where can you let go? Most of the time that's the neck and the face, because if it's getting difficult, we start eating our lower lip. So see where you can let go. Most of the time that's the face and the neck. And see where you have to charge. The floor is very important. What touches the floor, you can push away from, so it will lift you up. Basically, we want to go flying on our little carpet. Huh? Okay. That all being said, a lot of cues. If you miss cues, don't worry about it. I'm taping this, so I'm going to put it on YouTube. So if you like the class, you can do it again. The right hand underneath the left. Thumbs can be touching. You can sit in Vidrasana or an easy cross-legged pose, whatever you like. It's just that you come home on the mat. The travel to here, let it be the travel to here. Whatever happened on the road here, leave it behind and arrive in the here and now in this moment. Just adjust your feet a little if you're in Vidrasana. Let the heels not split out, but let them point up. And then sit your buttocks on, and then you feel the top of your foot getting a stretch. Then hug the inseams of the legs in if you're sitting in Vidrasana, and if you're in cross-legged, let those knees fall out and down. Your eyes are resting on one point. It's a gaze with soft eyes. From there, when you feel the sit bones on the floor or on your heels, root the sit bones down and then lengthen the spine upward. Maybe even rotate the shoulders up towards your earlobes, rotate them back and then down. And then the hands can rest again. So now your shoulders are down and you have a nice long neck. Chin slightly in towards your Adam's apple, crown of the head tall. Still gazing with the eyes just in front of you, letting these eyes rest. Let's open the ears, feeling your breath. And if you feel your breath, you just went from unconscious breathing to conscious breathing. This is not how we walk all day around thinking and feeling our breath. But if you do it once in a while, like in a yoga class, then your breath will become a real soothing breath. Inhale. as long as your exhale. So don't favor the inhale over the exhale. You have a short exhale. Don't favor the exhale over the inhale. They're the same length. And at the bottom and the top, you have a slight hold of the breath. Otherwise you're fainting, like if you're running fast. So there's a slight hop. So that's called a box breathing. So you inhale, nice and easy. Then you have a slight hold. And then you start your exhale. Slight hold. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. On your own. Without the hands, keep your pace, find your rhythm. A rhythm that you can maintain also, that you can hold when you are in movement or in an asana using muscles. So a good way is a 4 count in, slight hold, and a 4 count out, and then a slight hold. If you have your rhythm, don't lose it right away. Come always back to the breath. Bring the hands towards your heart. Bow your head towards the heart, maybe closing the eyes if that goes easy for you. Let your intention arise from within. And an intention is always something what you want to learn on the mat, but also can use off the mat. That's where the real yoga is. Here we practice, but the real yoga is off the mat when you walk away, when you're doing your things in daily life. So whatever your intention is, could be humbling, could be gratitude, could be patience, could be love, light, playful, whatever suits you today. That will be your intention. So place it in between those hands. Feel it in between the hands. And then on your inhale, reach your arms up, 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 up. Exhale, open the arms and set your intention all around you. From here, inhale, bring it back all around you. And then bring it back to the heart space. Slowly from here, move forward, roll over the knees, place your hands shoulder width apart, so pretty narrow, and open your knees hip width apart. And then bring the buttocks towards the heels, so you're in an active child's pose, and drop the forehead towards the floor. Now once you're here, you breathe and you find maybe your Mula Bandha, which is your pelvic floor muscles, so lift the pelvic floor muscles and activate them. And you kind of lift them up towards your belly button. While doing that, you activate your belly button by pulling it in towards the spine. And then you have your Mula Bandha, which is the pelvic floor muscles. And then you have your Uddiyana Bandha. Now press the whole hands down, down and forward. So really make your child's pose active. Feel that your buttocks is leaning onto your heels. On your next inhale, round the spine, keep looking at your belly button and come rounding forward. Uncoil, and an exhale brings you back with a hollow spine to your active child's pose. Inhale, round the spine coming forward. Exhale, tailbone lifts up. Shift your weight back, push the hands down, forehead to mat. Inhale, rounding forward like a wave. Exhale, pulling back the tailbone, hollow spine, moving back into the ocean like a wave. Rounding, pull those hands towards your knees. Exhale, tailbone up, arching the spine, pushing the hands down. Inhale, rounding, articulate in between each and every vertebrae. Exhale, take your pace, your breath. Rounding forward. Belly is active. Exhale, moving back. I watch you continue. Rounding forward, really be like an angry cat. And then tailbone back like a playful puppy, moving back in space with the buttocks almost into the heels. Pull the belly in with the next rounding. Belly in, belly in, belly in. Keep the belly in and arcing your spine all the way. Keep looking forward then. So the articulation comes all the way from the whole spine. Bottom of the spine, tailbone, and the crown of the head. Good. Feel the anchor points, the knees and your hands. What do they do? Are you active in your hands? Plant those hands. Yes, very good. From here, rounded spine coming forward. Moving now all the way onto the belly, bend your elbows coming low. Hands are next to the waist or underneath the shoulders. Inhale, peel the chest, lifting the hands, charging the legs and the toes back. So extend through the spine and get out of your lower back. Exhale, hands down, move back, child's pose. Inhale, rounding forward. Exhale, lower the hips, bend the elbows, coming down. Inhale, rotate shoulders up and back. Lifting up the hands, feel the activation in your shoulders. Don't lift up the legs. Toes are down. Then from there, hands are down. Really looping, moving back. Then one more time, round the spine. This time we leave the hands. Sinking hips and belly down. Inhale, rotate shoulders back and up, back and down. And then keep the elbows bent. Instead of the elbows out, hug them in. And then peel with the heels of the hands as if you want to drag yourself forward. Ooh. Now you feel the activation, I feel it. And then exhale, moving back to your child's pose. Now this time tucking your toes under, so lift a little bit up with the hips, curl the toes under, move the buttocks onto the heels. Pressing those hands forward. Then from here, keep looking at your toes or the knees, lifting on the exhale, your hips up, coming to your downward facing dog. Your feet are hip width apart because you place the knees hip width apart. Reaching your chest towards your thighs. The knees can be bent, but the spine has to be in a nice long diagonal line. So that means you keep looking down, down, down. Just open your ears and follow the cues. So if you're stacked, your shoulders on top of your wrist, you're not going to make it for 1.5 hours. So that means when you move the chest towards your thighs, where do you go? Drop your head. Drop your head. So from there, you go all the way here. And if you feel your hamstrings, no problem, bend the knees slightly because everybody feels them. I feel them all the time. Now start moving. Easy movement in the knees or maybe swaying the hips a little bit from side to side. So you get some knowledge about your lower back, some knowledge about the back of the thighs, and you feel the body. So you can sway the hips from left to right, or you can bend the knees and then sway also the hips downwards towards the floor. The knee that is bent, the hip follows towards the floor. In the meantime, you're still pressing those hands down. You keep hiking your sit bones up, but your tailbone is in a horizontal line behind you that will keep the belly pulling in, so your bandha, your Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha is active. Now also try to feel your pelvic floor muscles, Mula Bandha active. Now on the inhale, lift both heels nice and high. Only the heels, don't come forward. And then exhale, draw the heels down towards the floor. Press your hands down, so spread your fingers like Bigfoot. And really the first fingertips, all of them, grip into the floor. Then the first knuckles of your hands grip into the floor, press into the floor. And then turn a little bit more inward towards the index finger and your thumb. Now spiral the triceps, the backside of your arms, back towards your shin bones or back towards the backside of the mat. Yep. And then you feel that you broaden your collarbones, and then also that you move your shoulder blades a little bit away from each other. Release the neck, make sure there's no tension in the neck. So say some no, say some yes, then go that high. On your next exhale, bring the gaze forward. Stepping 2 steps, right, left, in between those hands, and then a halfway lift, hands on shin bones, straight spine, look forward. Exhale, roll to the ball of the foot, fold forward. Inhale, root to rise, arms sideways, lengthen all the way, straight spine, bend the knees if you have to, and exhale, hands come to heart center. And now watch your feet. Most of the time when you're at the top of the mat, your feet are together. Ball of the foot together, maybe the big toes together, and then if you have that, move the heels slightly out. Then the hands, when you're standing, turn the thumbs slightly out. It will broaden your collarbones and therefore more space to breathe. Then lifting up the kneecaps, really tighten the muscles from the calves and also the quads. Then tailbone lengthens down and belly draws in, bandhas active. Here you are, standing like a tree. Inhale, arms sweep up, lengthen. Gaze might go up, doesn't have to happen. Exhale, swan dive from below the hips all the way down, lean into the ball of the foot, forehead sink. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, release. Root to rise, lead by the heart coming up, but you can bend your knees if you have lower back problems. So charging those hands up and exhale through Samasthiti. Inhale, sweep your arms sideways, lengthen, I step out, you continue. Exhale, fold from the hips and long line of energy goes down. Release the head and neck. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. Root to rise, arms sideways, lengthen all the way up. And then from there, immediately go back in a swan dive, Uttanasana, that's a forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, lengthen the spine forward. Think 90 degrees in there. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, arms come sideways, lengthen all the way up, feel your feet. And exhale, fold back down. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, lean in the ball of the foot. Inhale, root to rise, arms sideways, lengthen all the way up. Tailbone lengthens down, hands up, maybe gaze up or forward. Hands in Samasthiti. Turn the thumbs out. Surya Namaskara A. Ekam inhale, arms rise. Feel your arms, feel your legs. Exhale, swan dive down, forward fold. So this is the same. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, hands on shin bones or floor. Exhale, hands plant onto the floor and step back left, right, high plank. Modification, knees go down. Chest goes in between, buttocks is high, chin lightly on the floor. Inhale, coming forward as a snake, and come into your cobra. Oh, that is a snake. Elbows, watch your elbows. Peel the hands. So if your pubis is not on the floor and you have your shoulders here, you're not getting it. So it's rotating the shoulders back and the elbows bent, and then pull forward so you feel a stretch in the front, but you feel activation in the muscles. Root your toes back. Linger. Point the toes. In this one, you want to have no pain in your lower back, so extend those legs. Exhale, moving back through the knees, curling the toes, and then come back into your downward facing dog. Maybe take a tiny step forward with your feet to feel that you're in the good position again, the good distance for your body. Releasing the neck. And here you have time to find your breath again if you lost it. Pushing those hands forward and down. Drawing the heels back and down. And that will straighten more the legs, but I'm totally okay with bent knees as long as your spine is nice and smooth. Are you still leaning in your thumb and your index finger? Are your triceps still moving back? On your next exhale, bring your gaze forward, prepare, bend your knees, and then step or float to the front of the mat. Halfway lift at the end of the inhale. Exhale, forward fold, release. Inhale, root to rise, arms sideways, lengthen all the way. Ribs away from hips. And then exhale through heart center, Samasthiti. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, fold from the hips, go all the way down, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, straight spine, hands on shin bones, find support. Exhale, hands down. Step back. Knees, chest, chin, going down, forward and down. Inhale, coming and slithering forward into your cobra. Exhale, move back, curl the toes through the knees and downward facing dog. 4 breaths. And 4 breaths means 4 cycles of breath. That is an inhale, slight hold, an exhale, slight hold. That's 1 cycle. All the other things that I applied, told you, try to implement them in your downward facing dog. So one more time, hike the sit bones up, tailbone in a horizontal line behind you. Use the bandhas. Feel the fingers, thumbs and the index finger turning slightly more, carrying slightly more weight, and then turn the triceps back to broaden your upper back and be in the shoulder girdle. Now on your next exhale, when it's there, bring the gaze forward, stepping or hopping or floating to the front of the mat, and immediately halfway lift, hands on shin bones. So don't stay like a froggy. If your feet are there, use lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Root to rise, arms sideways, lengthen all the way. Now we know where we're going. So make it fluid for you. Inhale, arms sideways, lengthen all the way up, feet together, and step to the front of the mat. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Neck is relaxed. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, hands down. Step or jump into high plank. Place the knees if you have to, or come forward and down into regular plank. And then untuck the toes, coming up into cobra. The chin is the last to leave your chest. Exhale, moving back into your downward facing dog. Good. Remember to adjust your feet, because if you come from an upward facing dog or cobra, which we did now, then your feet are so far pointed behind that you need to adjust your feet. So you're becoming in like a upside down capital letter V, which with the points of your sit bones, the highest points. Looking down at your heels and see if you can see your heels. If you see your heels, make them invisible. Yep. Then on your exhale, gaze travels forward, bend your knees, prepare, start the inhale, step, hover, float, and immediately at the end of the inhale, halfway lift. So don't stay in the front. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, arms sideways, lengthen all the way. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Bend your knees, are your feet together? If not, adjust. If your feet are not together, adjust. Feet together, knees together. Now scrape the fingertips, weight into the heels, and lengthen up on the inhale. Tailbone wants to lift up, but tuck it slightly under and feel what it does with the belly. Now here, are your arms straight? Look forward, not so much down. Is your neck relaxed? Is your face relaxed? Slowly from here, so make the arms straight wherever they are. Exhale, forward fold, hands down, then straighten the knees, forehead to shins. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulders away from ears. Exhale, hands down, step back or float back, high to low plank. Now uncurl the toes. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, moving back, downward facing dog. Right foot steps next to the right thumb, or help it if it doesn't get there. Help it forward. Back foot turns out 45 degrees. On your inhale, you rise up. Feel your back foot, turn it out 45 degrees. Arms up. Exhale, float them down, and do your version of your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, roll back, downward facing. Other side. Left foot steps forward, right foot turns out. When the inhale and the stability is there, rise your arms, keep the hips forward, keep your ribs cage forward, and then exhale, moving it back down. High to low plank, which is your chaturanga. So now I call it chaturanga. Inhale, upward. Exhale, moving back downward. releasing the neck. Moving your chest towards your thighs. But don't hollow the spine too much. Keep the bandhas working. Nice diagonal lines from the wrists all the way to the sit bones. And the heels are also in line with the sit bones. It doesn't matter if the knees are bent or not. So watch your hands, make them active. So really press those hands down. And watch your index fingers. So you want to have the index fingers forward and you rotate from your upper arm, the elbow pitch forward, and then you are in the external rotation of your arm bones. It's the safest place for your arm to be, your arm bone, and also overcomes impingement of your shoulder. On your next exhale, bend your knees and gaze forward. Then start the inhale, step or hop forward, halfway lift at the end. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Inhale, bend your knees, weight in the heels, and then arms rise up. Watch your arms. Are your feet together? Are your knees together? You're in chair pose. Exhale, hands through Samasthiti. One more time, scrape the fingertips. Exhale. Inhale, rise, arms straight. Exhale, fold forward and then straighten the legs. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale, step or float back, high to low plank. Your version, make it nice, move forward and down. Inhale, coming up into your upward facing dog, watch your feet. Tops of the feet are down and back. Exhale, move back, down dog. Right foot steps forward, left foot turns out 45 degrees. The inhale brings the arms up, square the hips, square the shoulders. Exhale, flow those hands down, stepping back high to low plank. Empty out. Now full breath in to open the chest and go into cobra or upward dog. Exhale, move back. Other side, left foot steps next to the left thumb or help it. Back foot turns out 45 degrees, not 90. It will ruin your knee. Don't ruin your knee. And then exhale, flow it back down. Inhale. Yep. And exhale. Then inhale, full of air. Rotate shoulders back, point toes. Exhale, hips up and back, downwards facing. Good. This part is all continuous, like stringing beads on a string to make a necklace. And that's called vinyasa. Those asanas melted together on a string is the dynamic part of the power yoga. The power yoga comes from the root of the Ashtanga yoga. Power yoga is a little bit more playful. I can take from series 1 to series 5, which is very acrobatic. But I'm allowed to do that. So I see how it goes. And if there's a posture you can do, totally fine. On your next exhale, when it's there, gaze travels forward. Step, hop or float forward, halfway lift at the end of the inhale. Exhale, forward, fold, release. Root to rise, but bend your knees in Utkatasana, chair pose. Feet together, ball of the feet together, ankles together, knees squeeze. Exhale, Samasthiti. Wow. Feel your breath, feel your body. Stand as a tree. Root those feet down into the earth and turn the thumbs slightly out. Then we start with class. I thought we started already. Yes, we start now. It was warm up. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, hands down, step or hop and lower. If you always feel your hips sinking, place the knees, modify. Inhale, cobra upward facing. Arms bent, and pull them back so you feel your upper body. Pubis down, more down. Yes, and now you reach yourself forward as if you want to drag yourself forward. Exhale, moving back, downward facing dog. From here, feel your feet rising your right leg back and up. Charge it. Three-legged dog. Don't open your hip. Hip square. Yes. Flexing your foot as if it's still standing on the floor. Flexing your foot like Charlie Chaplin, but then turn the toe in towards your standing ankle. Yes, now your hips are square. Good. From there, right knee goes in towards the nose and then stay here. See if you can touch your nose. Draw the belly in. Press your shoulder blades around, away from each other. Round your upper back. Move your heel towards your buttocks. So keep it lifted. This is strength, I know, but you need it. It's all bandhas. And then inhale, rising the right leg up, flexing your foot, hips are square. From there, right knee in towards the nose and then step it next to the right hand and lower your left knee. Sweeping up the arms on the inhale when you found your balance. And then exhale, elbows as a cactus. Peel the chest open, maybe gaze goes up, makes it harder for the balance, so use your bandhas. Exhale, flow it back down, but shift the weight into your left foot, flex your right foot. Long spine, not a rounded spine, long spine. Then from there, hands go forward. Maybe you need a little support. Taking the left knee off the floor on your inhale, exhale here. Find if you need to have a little bit more support with the hands or if you can float the legs off. Hands in front of your heart, flexing your left foot. Press through the back heel, leaning the crown forward, maybe gaze a little bit more down instead of forward, and press, flow and breathe. Now from there, let the hands release towards the floor, stepping back. Inhale, arms rise. You don't have to touch the floor, but that's a modification. And then exhale, hands go back, lean forward. Inhale, arms rise up, back to lunge, high lunge. Exhale, leaning back, hug the inseams of the legs together, but don't drop your knee in. Inhale, coming one more time all the way up, front knee is back, and lifting your back heel off the floor. So it's not a warrior one, it's a high lunge. Exhale, flow everything back down, stepping your right foot next to the left, knees down, chest on in between the thumbs, and then slither forward. On the inhale, rotate shoulders. Go back. Exhale, moving back. Downward facing and adjust your feet. Maybe you want to step your feet here together because we go through three-legged dog again. It's the left leg that rises back and up. Keep the foot as it is and keep the hips next to each other. Now point the foot, bring the heel in towards the buttocks and round the spine forward, tighter curl, and bring the nose or the lips onto your knee. Lifting your heel up towards your buttocks and stay and breathe. So you can point your foot here, but lifting the heel towards the buttocks and the knee towards your face. So it's really contracting the muscles in your belly, rounding and broadening your upper back. Now, on your inhale, move it back to three-legged dog, reach it up. And then exhale a little faster, knee to nose, and step it in between your left hand. Lowering the right knee. When your balance is there, work with the inseams, hug them in, and then reaching up. Rib cage away from your hips, and make sure that you're not sinking in one hip so your left hip is higher. Hug them in and keep those hips square. So you're pulling with your left heel towards your right knee, and that will give some kind of traction and stabilize your hips. Then exhale, open the elbows like a cactus, maybe peel the chest even more up towards the sky. Exhale, hands go down. Then from here, shifting, lifting one more time, I forgot. And then exhale, cactus the arms. Now, shoot back, hands go back, and then shift your way towards your right heel. Leaning forward, but with a straight spine. Your knee can be bent to the front knee, the left one. And then from there, slowly maybe make your way up. Maybe you use your hands, maybe not. Coming up into a high lunge, back heel is lifted still. Charge the legs and maybe dump. So dump the weight in your back heel, moving it backwards. Lift your back heel up and then sink through your left knee. So it becomes almost parallel to the floor. Watch your knees, don't let them go hug in. Be strong, let them be hip width apart and work with the bandhas. Then from there, slowly but surely, make your hands, let them move back. If you need your fingertips, use them. If not, slide more weight onto your left leg, coming into your warrior 3. Breathing here. If you fall out, that's totally normal. Pressing, watching the crown of the head coming towards me, and the right heel away from you. Work with the bandhas, trust your foot, and then bend, hands down, maybe or not, and then stepping back all the way. Hands go down, left foot step back, high to low plank, or do knees, chest, chin. Inhale, coming to cobra. Chin is the last one to leave your chest. Elbows in, peel forward. Don't straighten the arms. So elbows in and then peel. Exhale, move back to your downward facing dog. Settle in here. Feeling that this could be becoming your resting pose. There we start again. Right leg rising, back and up. 3-legged dog on the inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, round the spine, press the floor away. Upper back is rounded. Inhale, going back to 3-legged dog. And now going with the right knee to your left elbow or tricep, touch it. Looking to the side, rounding. Inhale, moving back up to 3-legged dog. And then exhale, moving the leg next to your right thumb. Lower the left knee. Rising up when you have the balance. Then pulling the right heel towards your left knee. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, shifting back. Leaning forward. Knee can be bent, but reach up hard forward, look forward. Slowly from there, finding your space, coming up into a high lunge. Exhale, hands back. Maybe keep them back. Sliding forward into your warrior 3. Shoulders away from ears. Good. Hips next to each other. Slowly but surely, maybe you don't have to need your hands anymore. Step it back. And from here, rising up into your high lunge. Exhale, hands down. Chaturanga. Knees, chest, chin, or regular vinyasa. Inhale, peeling the chest. Exhale, chin to chest. Downward facing dog. Left leg rising on the inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, heel to buttock. Round. Inhale, move back to 3-legged dog. And then exhale, cross it over towards your right elbow. Inhale, turn it all the way back up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step your left foot next to your left thumb. Lower the right knee. Inhale brings you up into the low lunge. Exhale, cactus the arms, peel the chest, back bend. So up, 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 up with the chest. Exhale, hands go back. Shift your weight back. Hamstring stretch on the left leg. Maybe you do not need your hands, maybe you do. You figure it out on the way. Coming up. Into your warrior 3. Adjust where you have to adjust. Feel the wiggles in the body. Reaching away. Long neck. Long spine. Flow it back down on your exhale. Arms rise up on the inhale. Exhale, bring the hands down. And then from here you can do a 3-legged vinyasa if you want. You don't have to, that's a little bit advanced. Inhale, cobra upwards. Exhale, moving back downwards. swaying the hips from left to right. Keep the legs as is. If they're straight, they stay straight. If they're bent, they stay bent. Once we here, narrow the hands a little bit so they're really shoulder width apart. Looking maybe forward at the hands and corkscrew those elbow pits forward. Now, both elbows at the same time behind the wrist, bring them down. Inhale, press, lift them up. Exhale, corkscrew the elbows in and move them down. Inhale, move them back up. Oh, exhale, move them back down. Spiral them in, good. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale, only right elbow down. Oh, if you want, you can adjust your left hand and bring it out a little bit. Now push with your right elbow and your left hand, bringing the chest towards your thigh. Now, lift the left leg nice and high. Point the foot, stack the hip on top of each other and bend at your left knee. Still moving the chest towards your right thigh and breathe here. Feel all the anchor points, meaning your support points. So the support points is your right forearm and elbow, your left hand and your right foot. Oh, great. Oh, looking down, you get pain in your neck. Don't look at the others. It's only you that counts. Whoa, that's for once. It's nice, right? I can look. That's nice. Then from here, swirl it back, lifting up the right arm and bring the left leg all the way back down. Great. Take a little child's pose if you need for 4 breathers. Only 4. If you don't need it, stay in downward facing dog. Shift the hips from right to left. Feel your shoulders, but watch yourself. It's a little bit people around because the bluefin is here. They're going on a trip to Klein Curaçao. Don't let it be bothering you. Also not for the people at home. They're there. There's nothing what I can do about it. And they're very welcome here. Last cycle of breath. And then slowly tuck your toes under, coming back on the exhale in your downward facing dog, and that's where we meet. Again, the hands are a little bit more narrow than if you would do a chaturanga because we go to dolphin. And dolphin is okay. If you still need to look at your hands, okay, to see if they're really planted behind your wrist and not dump them down, but bring them down. And then from there, extend. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Work with the bandhas. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Look at your toes. Inhale up, and now only the left elbow down. It's easier for you if your right arm is straight, so maybe walk it slightly out and maybe slightly forward. Then bring the chest towards your left thigh and bring the right one on an inhale up. Point the toes, stack the hips on top of each other. Bring the heel towards your buttock and reach the knee up towards the sky. Feel the length line in the right side of the body. Feeling that you're stretching something, but also that you're releasing your neck. Oh, that's hard, huh? Oh, no tension in the neck, so wiggle it a little bit. Maybe open the hip a little bit more. Oh, yeah. Then from here, stretching out the left arm and the right leg. Exhale, step it back to downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, lifting up the heels. Exhale, shift back. So it's kind of a tiger crunch with 2 legs. Now from here, prepare your shoulders and your arms, hop forward, and immediately lift halfway. So straighten those legs, don't stay bent. Yeah, so if you stay bent, like here, and you prepare, and then the only thing is that you don't use your arms and you don't use your belly. So if you jump, you want to have some air time, And then you jump forward and you land softly, and immediately you go to your halfway lift. Because if you stay here, that would be an exhale, and then you could go to your inhale. But it's a long inhale. You start it and you end there. All right, halfway lift, we're still breathing right. Exhale, forward fold. Root to rise, arms sideways, lengthen. Hands to heart. Feel. Tune in with your body, mind and heart. Still charging the body, standing like the trunk of a tree with the roots, the feet moving down, and that will lift the crown of the head up. Press into the prayer hands. It will execute some more pressure, some more stability. Weight into the right leg. Left knee comes up. You can stay here, option 1. Work on the balance, work on the lengthening. Or you can work on extending the leg parallel with the floor. Point the foot, plug the hip or the femur bone into the hip socket. And then from there, if the knee is bent or straight, doesn't matter, extend it, bring it all the way back. And then bend your front knee and step it far back. Almost lost my balance, so use your hands if you have to. Then the hands go back when you have the balance. Hands go back and reach the chest forward so you're not dumping your weight on your chest, on your thigh. Lengthen. Inhale, lifting those arms up. Exhale, lower the knee and cactus the arm, peel back, back bend. Exhale, hands go back, shifting the weight towards your left heel, reaching the crown forward to the chest forward. Slowly from here, coming all the way back to warrior 3. So find your balance, find the strength, and adjust. Slowly from there, stepping your left foot far back, bringing your hands, framing the front foot, lifting your right leg all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen it back up to three-legged dog. Left elbow down. Open the right hip on top of the left. And really feel here. Now, keep the hips stacked. Extend your left arm. Turn into the outer edge of your left foot so you go sideways, left side of the waist towards the mat. And then from here we go to Vasisthasana. You don't have to. So your knee can be bent or straight and lifting up your right arm. Vasisthasana, side plank. From there, look forward. Under control, knee in towards the chest, keep the right arm up and step your right foot forward. You can place the knees, modify it, or you can go back up to a high lunge. Exhale, hands down. Left foot steps next to the right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, release. Root to rise, arm sideways, lengthen all the way up. Exhale, Samastiti. Hands in front of the heart. Take your break if you have to. Find the feet together. Lifting the kneecaps, all the above applied. So try to be present in this moment. If you have the stability, weight into the left foot. Right knee can come up. Press into the prayer hands, bandhas active. You can stay here, or you extend the leg and then point the foot, plug the femur into the hip socket. Keep the leg as parallel as you can have it. Whatever you have, bring it all the way through to your warrior 3. Steady breathing, constantly, in and out through the nose, lengthening the crown of the head, forward, the heel backward. Slowly from here, bend your left knee, step your right foot far back, counterbalance. And then from here, move the arms up, high lunge. Sinking your right knee down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, peel the chest open, cactus the arms. Exhale, moving your weight back. Yes, keep the balance. Shifting, breathing. Slowly from here, moving back up. Lengthen. If you can find the balance, go back to warrior 3. Arms are now forward if you wish. A little bit different, a little bit more difficult. And then from there, step your right foot back, framing both hands around the front foot. Shifting left leg comes all the way up. 3-legged dog. And then go with your right elbow down. Stack the hips on top of each other. Keep the breath. And really feel that your knee can go up towards the sky. Keep looking down. Nothing fancy here. You're just breathing. Slowly from here, extend the right arm. Keep the leg lifted. Get some more weight into your right hand. And then turn the right outer edge of the foot into the mat. Now find maybe the fingertips. Maybe you want to go for whole Vasisthasana. Maybe you want to extend the leg. Maybe you want to bring the left arm over your left ear line. Slowly bend the knee and then bring the left foot next to the right. Slow, slow, slow. Then from there, lifting. Knee can be on the floor. Low lunge. Exhale, hands go down. Sweeping the left leg nice and high. Inhale. Exhale, Vinyasa. Peeling the chest. Upwards facing. Exhale. Adho Mukha Svanasana. So that's the down dog. Release the neck. Take your knees down. Take a breather, take rest. For the shoulders, we have a lot in the shoulders, so take the arms back. Then let the shoulders go around your jaw. So take the hands back. Yes. And then drop your shoulders towards your ears. If your head is not on the floor, so the first one is hips on the heels. Marleen, hips on the heels. Yes. And then the second is forehead onto the floor. If your forehead is not on the floor, then take a block. Elevate the floor. That's where the block is for. To elevate the floor or to lengthen your arm or to lengthen your forehead. That sounds weird. But you got me there. While you're there, really enjoy it. Because we are going to do some more Vasisthasanas, but I give you an option to modify it even more. Shoulders release. Here's some sighing. You can sigh it all out now. It's fine. Woohoo! Slowly with a rounded spine coming up. Stacking vertebra by vertebra on top of each other. And the last one is the head to balance on. Bring then the hands forward. Hands and knees forward. So Vasisthasana is a side plank. This is a mini plank, and you have also a mini Vasisthasana. So shoulders into the socket. Tighten the belly, tighten the inner insteams of your legs, so the insides. So you have a mermaid leg. Then from there you turn, and then from there left hand onto your left thigh and press the right shoulder into the socket and the right shoulder blade into your upper back. Hips move forward, hips don't move back, because then you're leaning only hanging out. You need to have everything in one line, hands, hips and knees. Then bring the left arm up and hike the hips up as if you want to make a half rainbow. You feel what you're doing, you're stretching the left side, but you're strengthening. Make sure that your hand is really solid, spreading those fingers. The wider they are, the more base you have. And from the base you can lift up. Good. If you want to feel that you feel stable, Then maybe you want to lift up your left leg. That's already level 2. Then from there, just bring the leg back, bring the left arm back, look down, and then turn back to mini plank, chaturanga. Untuck the toes. Inhale, peeling the chest. At last.
Yes, come on.
Exhale. Move back child's pose for just a brief moment.
Yes.
Inhale, coming back to all fours. Then the other side, just to test your strength. Huh? So this is your modification if you don't want to do it on the outside of the foot. So from here, lean forward in a mini plank, shoulders depressed. So there's no booty sticking up. You need to tuck your pelvis under and be engaged in the belly and your quads. Shoulders as well, of course. Then you turn to the left side. And then from there, right hand onto your right thigh, the outside. Now extend through the crown and your chest moves forward so you're one line. Shoulders, hips and knees. Press into your left hand, rotate the shoulder blade into your upper back and then right arm comes up. Maybe the gaze comes up to make it more difficult. Then maybe you want to make it more difficult, just to test your strength, lifting the right knee off the other one. And then right arm might be going over like a half rainbow over your right ear. And really press with his left hand, deep press the shoulder into the socket. Oh yes, breathing, what a room. Let the intercostal muscle from the ribs getting longer, bigger. And then slowly, arm back, leg back, look down, hand on the outer thigh, and then you turn and you do maybe now knee, chest, chin. Inhale, slither forward, let's go in cobra. Exhale, move back, child's pose, hands around. Let your shoulders rest. So the shoulders can only rest when they're really rotating forward, no weight varying whatsoever, heels and buttocks in contact, forehead on a block if it doesn't reach the floor. So let those hands hang out onto the floor. Yes, hand palms facing up. Good, very good. All right. Let's go for some playing again. Again, I say, take this pose if you need to. Yeah? Too much is never good. Too little is also not good. The golden midline, that's where you're looking for. And it takes a while to find that. And one day it's easier to find the golden midline than the other. Bring your hands forward. Then from here, lifting up onto all fours. Knees hip width apart, all fours. This is your starting point for your downward facing dog. Tuck the toes under. Move the buttocks towards the heels. Press into those hands forward and down. Lifting the hips up. And then the heels back and down. Release the head. Inhale, coming with a rounded spine forward. Bend your knees, tailbone lifts up towards the sky. And then lifting, down dog. Wave forward as a wave. Rounded plank. And exhale, arc your spine back. Inhale, wave forward, chin to chest. Uncoil, bend knees. Exhaling, tailbone up, downward facing dog. One more time, rounding the spine forward, chin on the chest, then uncoil the neck. Bend your knees, tailbone goes up. Yes. There we are. Rounded spine, you come forward, inhale, uncoil. Then from here, you can choose option 1, plant the knees, option 2, stay. Turn to the outer edge of the right knee or the outer edge of the right foot. Left hand onto your thigh. Press into your right hand. Lifting up the left hand. Keep breathing. So, the only outer edge is touching the floor. You can push so hard that the whole sole of the right foot can go up to the floor. If you want, you can bring your left knee up towards the sky in a bent position. So, Bend position. And the arm is up. Then from there, if you're on your knees, you have to stop here, but you can continue. And then the left leg goes behind the right knee pit. Inhale, arm go up and over, go to your wild thing. Now really press into the right leg, into the right hand, arching, arching, arching. Inhale brings you back up. Exhale, looking down. Inhale, left leg is going to rise and step it slowly forward. Right knee down. Inhale, lengthen. Stay. Move your hips forward by pulling the left heel in towards the right knee. Moving both hip bones forward. Reaching the arms away from your hips. Are your arms still straight or are they bent? Charge to that upper body. This upper body, those arms, if they're straight, they can lift you. If the elbows are bent, it will sink your chest. So hand palms facing towards one another. Peeling, lifting. Then from there, hands go down. Stepping back down dog. Exhale. Maybe you want to bend, maybe you want to wiggle around in your down dog. Maybe you think, oh, I just want to take a rest, a quick rest for 2 breathers, 2 cycles. One more cycle. And on your inhale, chin to chest, round and dome your upper back, rolling forward, strong legs, strong belly, uncoil, bend your knees, exhaling, move back downward facing. Inhale, round the spine, same as before, rolling as a wave, pulling back into the ocean when you go in down dog. Rounding the spine, really beyond the tippy toes. Tucking tailbone up towards the sky, external up, another posterior tilt with anterior tilt, and again round. And there we go. Back to downward facing dog, prepare. Inhale, round the spine. Yogi's option 1 is take the knees down. And then switching to the outer edge of the left foot or the outside of your left shin. Right arm first on the right thigh and then lifting up, arcing. So whatever you want to do, do it. If you want, you can bring your right knee off the right thigh and make a nice rainbow shape here. If your knee is up and your knee is bent, then step your right foot, only for the standing people, with the tiptoe behind your left knee pit. And then start arcing, arcing up and arcing back down. Inhale, coming back, arm up. Lifting the right knee up. Stepping it forward. And then from here, arms rise on the inhale. And again, no dumping the weight, be active. So tucking the tailbone slightly and then peel with your right heel. Maybe you have to hike it a little bit more forward with the toes. And then peel. Lifting, rib cage away, but don't flare the ribs out. Keep them in and keep the integrity into your belly. Lifting, lifting, lifting. Arms straight, peeling. Go for your back bends, lifting, maybe little wiggles. Then from there, hands go down, framing front foot, step back on the exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, we go to seated poses now. Right leg rising on an inhale. Exhale, right foot steps behind your left wrist. Left knee drops towards the floor and open the right knee on the back side of your right wrist. So to do it smooth, just for giving you a vision, up, knee in, step it, lean, and go down. If you have a knee injury, point the foot and bring it really close. If this doesn't work, skip the pose. Yeah? So the knee is a very elegant joint. But if you have no knee problems, then open it. So the idea is to get the shin bone parallel to the front of the mat. So let's hang out there wherever you are. If you have your hands stand far forward, bring them closer to you. Lengthen. Lengthen. Here is a part where you really need to focus on the bandhas. Here is the part where everybody wants to let it go. So what you don't want is that you sit and lean on your right hip, because now my hips are not parallel to the floor. So what you want to do is squaring the hips, lean equally on the knee and the outer edge of the foot, or like this, and then squaring it up. If you have a block, place it under the front thigh where is space, and then really press, and you have something to press against or towards. Most of the people will say place it under your buttocks, but then you just keep leaning on that right buttocks. I want you to find the midline and then take the block underneath the left one, and that's easier to square. And if you don't have a block, then that's where the body wants to go to, because now the hips are pointing forward and are in the same line as the floor. Here it's unequal, you see that, right? So you want to have equal in the hips. Now I feel that my leg is moving out of position, so I bring it back. When you're upright, now maybe we go forward. Extend through the chest, walk your hands forward. If there's more space and your breath is there, then go for your elbows. Reaching that heart forward and then flexing the foot. If it's almost parallel to the floor, to the frontal side of the mat, if it's the heel is close to your left hip, then point the foot. No doing? Okay. And it's always an option, and you can skip whatever you want to skip, what you think that you need to skip. Now focus on your back leg. Is the space here at your thigh as wide as it is there? Most of the time it wants to go out. That means that there is also a tendency of the body, and then you're not parallel on the floor. So move this left leg in, and then don't sickle the foot in, point it back. So you're leaning on all toes, and from there, inhale, reaching back up, walk the hand in, right hand especially. You can also bring it onto your knee, but now for everybody, point the toe and move it inward. Yeah? So left hand is free, left hand goes forward, exhale, turn it back. You can stay here. Keep lifting. Leaning still with your left thigh onto the block or to pull towards the floor. And then lifting up your left hand and the left, hold the left foot. Inhale, lengthen, and push the foot into your hand and squaring your shoulders back towards the front. Right elbow, you don't need it, so it can bend, and squaring the shoulders. Push, 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 push. So there's a little bit of pushing. It's a push and a pull, so therefore equal. If you want to go to pigeon, go ahead. Bring the heel in towards the buttocks, and then find the inseam of your elbow. Right hand maybe might lift, or maybe you stay here. If you want, you can grab the wrist or the fingers and turn the shoulders forward. And then sink the hips, but keep the bandhas working. Find the balance, the push and the pull. And letting it go. And go back. Go back where you were. Tucking the left toe under. Now bring the right leg up. Ooh. And just swing it out. Draw circles. Kick it out. Whatever you have to do to get life back. Well, we did a lot of standing poses in the down dog, so I think you have an idea. And then bring the right foot next to the left. Make some wiggles with the knees, wiggles with the hips, wiggles with the shoulders. Oh yeah, we're back again. Left leg rising on an inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, tiger curl. Step the left foot behind the right wrist. Open the knee towards the left wrist. Now shovel your right leg back. Keep the same distance between your thigh and your calf muscle. See what's possible for you. If the heel is very close to the hip, and really then you point your foot. Then also the knee comes kind of in. Make sure that your knee is outside of your hip and not in front. First you start here, and then over time you will bring it out a little bit more. You get more stretch on the outer hip side. So hips is always one that's not so comfortable because there are many muscles, and it's the biggest joint of your body. So once you're here, you can also be on the knee and the fingertips, lifting, drawing the bandhas in, keeping the lift. And then if you want, pointing foot, walking maybe the hands forward, leaning, or maybe fingertips. It is always better for me to keep the lift, otherwise I'm dumping my weight. So see what works for you. And the arms are straight. And with straight arms you can peel the chest through. With bent arms you want to dump down. So again, chest and turn the elbow pits, external rotation of the upper arm bone. If you want, you can continue. Elbows down, reach the chest forward, readjust. No pain in the knee, never ever. We do not do knee stretches. During yoga practice, you will get a little bit more room in the knee, but the muscles have to be strong, so that's no problem. But we never do knee stretches. If you're here for a while and you want to continue, your choice, stay here or continue. Still the right hip moving towards the floor, moving the right thigh as close as you can to the floor or towards the block. And then you might go up or not, and then you can be on the fingertips or take the knee, the hand on the knee. Right arm reaching forward. On the exhale you move it back. You can stay here. Just turning sideways. Opening the right shoulder away and around. If you want, you have the balance. Oh, watch it. This foot now, point it and bring it very close in towards your, so no flexed foot anymore, because otherwise you hurt your knee. Right foot into towards the right hip. If you have the balance, take up your right foot, hold it with your right hand. Yeah. Then push the foot into the hand, and then turn the shoulders back to the front and the gaze back to the front. Belly working, draw it in, bandhas working. If you want more, go ahead, go for your pigeon. Draw the heel in towards your buttocks, find the elbow pits. Maybe you only can lift, or maybe you have to find it, that's fine. No pain in the lower back, keep lifting, keep pressing with the legs, and then turn your chest towards the front of the mat again. Very nice. Everything about the breath. Let it be flowy. Slowly coming back. Hands down. So if you did not do the pigeon or all the other ones, bring your hands back down, tucking your right toe under. Exhaling, move back and down dog. Find the balance. And then maybe lifting on an inhale the left leg up. Oh yeah. And then feel your hip. Let life come back. Well, it feels very lively. It feels very sensational there. Good. And when you did all your moves, step your feet back, wiggle it out. Ooh. And then from here, looking forward. And then step, step, press with the hands. Stay, tops of the feet, not the toes. Now down. So that's what we did the whole time with the rounding, the waving forward. All that strength on the top of your shoulders, pressing them back, and then feet come forward. Hands come forward. Are we winding down? Yes, we are. Rolling down. Where you want to go fast, you hold and then you continue. There's always spots where you go like, ooh. So where you roll down, tuck your belly under. Go ahead. Rolling down. Keep the feet on the floor. Do your work. Draw that belly in. Almost. Yes, and everybody's on the floor. Good. Good job. So once you're here, keep your knees bent. Maybe first take the feet out and then let the knees collapse towards one another. So you feel your whole spine resting. Drop your head and just listen to the voice. Otherwise you get still straining. So I'm going to stand up so you can see me and maybe hear me a little bit better. Oh, okay. So the knees can collapse towards one another. Hug them in. Yeah, that feels so nice. Hug them in towards one another, not towards the chest yet, because we go for back bends. And if you want to do a back bend, then don't hug them in, because you will straighten. If you want, you can bring the heels off the floor and then legs together. Arms out in the capital letter T, and then switching the knees towards the left elbow and reach out through your right arm and look to the right arm. If the knees are separated, maybe you want to have your arm in between, or you put a block in between the knees. If the up top knee is wanting to go to the floor, but not quite yet, you can weigh it down with your left arm. But now release. You're all the way supported on the floor, so you can see that it's a muscle. So you can relax in this one. So to extend your right arm out and look over to the right side, so you really are making a torsi in your body. So you feel the twist in the midsection of your body. Then you bring the head back first, and then one by one the knees back. If you find your neighbor, then maybe cactus the arms. That's fine too. Okay, the knees are again in, lifting the heels off the floor, and then moving it to the right side. Gaze over to your left hand, and make sure that you can find your shoulders, so the shoulders, they stay on the floor. And then you see how far that the knees wants to twist. Also note that when the knees are very low, below the hip line, it's so much easier. If the knees are very close to your elbow, it's a very deep twist. It's like a deep rinse. And they both have their benefits. So there's not a wrong or a right, it just is. Relax your feet down. So whatever it is, yes, very important here. Looks comfy. Then take the gaze back up. Take one by one the knees back up, less straining from the belly and back. Now, once you're here, we did a lot of arching from the spine. Just place the feet hip width apart, maybe a little bit wider, and then maybe you can find your fingertips. If you have long arms, you can find the fingertips on your heels. If you have shorter arms, don't worry about it, but then just check that your ankle is in line with your knee. So it's not past the knee and also not in front of the knee. So somewhere that you can press against for the floor. We go to bridge pose. Also feel, place your feet hip width apart or a little wider. And you stop where you want to be. So hip width apart or a little wider. We're not there yet. Then outer edges of the feet, let them go parallel with the mat. So this outer edge is parallel with the mat. Good. Now, from here, you can lift your hips up. So tuck your tailbone under and then lifting the hips up on the inhale. Feel the shoulders. Maybe walk the shoulders underneath each other. So walk, 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 lift them towards one another. And then the hand palms facing up. Oh, so if I walk my shoulder blades together, no, the hand palms only. So not the arms up. Only the hand palms up. Yes. And that will open your chest. So this is already a back bend. Now what the knees want to do, they want to fall out to the side. So really feel the inside, the ball of the foot and the heel. So they're not going to collapse out or inward. You're strong. You're the owner of your own leg. So you decide. Another way of saying it, spiral the inner thighs out and back towards the mat. Or other way of saying, quads roll inwards, but press with your feet. Now you're very active. Good. Then, if you want, rolling the front of the shoulder, the lower upper back down onto the floor. Maybe walk your shoulder blades broad again. And there you are, resting. Now we're going to move the arms. So lifting up the hips,
Inhale, arms up and over. And the hips can hike a little higher. Exhale, arms come back down. Roll the spine back down. Inhale, up. Arms up and over. Hips up. Belly draws in. Exhale, moving it back down. Inhale, lifting it up. All the way long, extend them. Charge those arms. And an exhale, simultaneously, arms go up. Hips are going to lower on their own time. Okay, you can continue this one, or if you want more, then the next bridge, what we're going to do, we're going to put it in full wheel. So feel your feet, and then from there, inhale, arms go up and over, hips are there. Now drag the elbows towards the sky, fingernails over the floor, find the ear line, fingertips towards your shoulders. Inhale here, hips stay up, exhale, press up. Now stay here for 5. 5, 4, 3, slow down your breathing, 2, hug the inseam in, and 1. Chin to chest. Everybody who was in bridge pose with the arms overhead, coming back so we're all together. And then taking the soles of the feet together, knees out. Don't hug the knees in. All right. If you want, you can do this one more time. And then you're going to do a variation with the legs. You can cross like an eagle, so for the ones only who are longer in my class, cross the right leg over the left and see if you can double wrap or only single wrap, that's fine, but not now. You do it when you're upside down. And then you do the other leg. Or when you're there, you walk your fingers in, so you're a little tighter into your wheel pose, and then you take your right hand and find your calf muscle. Breathe a couple times, then bring that right hand back, and then go for your left hand towards your left calf muscle. All right? Otherwise, it's just going to be the waving bridge. Yeah? Knees up towards the sky. Adjust your feet. Make sure that the heels are underneath the knees. Not too close, because then you don't have strength. Inhale, hiking those hips up. Arms go up and over. Yes, if you want, you can place those fingers on next to your ears, fingertips towards your shoulders. Take an inhale here and an exhale. If you want, you can walk your hands in, walk your hands a little bit closer towards your feet. Before that, you can drop the head towards the floor and walk then the hands in. And then start good. Good, Miriam. Yes. Hug the inseams in of the knees. Pleat them in because your feet are turning out, so your knees are going out, and then you get pain in your lower back. More compression. First compression, then maybe pain. Yes, good. With my back towards you. Yes. And then bring it back. Watch your feet, they're turning out. Yes, very nice correction. I like that. Good. If you can, Marlene, try to get your heels down and look then forward with and push your chest forward. Yes. Well done. Yes. Now your head forward again. Good. Oh. That's a difficult one, huh? Yeah. So just for the people at home to show what I meant, because it was only verbal, and that's very hard. And maybe for you also to see what I meant, then sit up and see, and then we wind totally down for our resting pose. So we were doing the moving bridge. Inhale. And then I said you can go to here. Inhale here. exhale. Then walk your hands a little closer. Hug the elbows, plug the shoulder blades, lift. And then you could do eagle bind. Double rep or single rep. And then do it the other way. Find your balance. Then I said, taking the arm. Breathing. Moving back on the shoulder, stuck in your chin. And then you're there. So the double rep is only getting easier with the legs.
If you have a very narrow hands and feet very close together in your bridge, then it becomes easier. The more you bend, the more easy the double rep is. The more I'm here, never going to happen. So I need to bend and then cross over and then go. So the more I bend my knees, but I need to have a very open upper back. She has one, she can go there. And Miri? Yeah. Yeah. And then from there, whoop, go off. So that's only the leg position what I had in my wheel pose. So now to wind really down, roll down again, nice and slow, use that belly, and then articulate through the vertebrae. Knees in towards the chest. Ah. Elbows around or hands around the knees. Now belly draws in, tailbone lengthens, shoulders drop. Long crown of the head. Enjoy. Good job. Arms open in the capital letter T or in cactus, so that your arms are shorter. And then from there, cross your right knee over, or your right thigh over the left. And then move your knees towards your left elbow. Keep the right shoulder planted down. So if you need to have a block underneath your left knee, go ahead. But don't roll off with your shoulder. Let the shoulder be onto the floor. And then see where you can end. And then totally soften. Gaze at your right elbow or right hand. Bring the gaze back. Bring the knees back. Uncross the knees. Reset yourself on the mat so you're in the midline. And then bend your knees again. Left leg over the right, cross it. Left shoulder stays on the floor. Move your knees to the right. See where you want to end and can end in just relaxation. No fuss here. No hard work here. The floor is there to support you so you can let go of muscles. You're safe. Then let the breath do the work. Relax your neck. Slowly, head back. Knees come back. Place the feet onto the floor, lift your hips to reset the spine, and then extend your left leg nice and long. Bring the right knee in towards the chest, and just move it slightly outside of your rib cage and then back into your armpit. Now from here, take the calf muscle and then extend your leg, but don't extend it away from your chest. Try to keep it as close as you can and try to straight-ish the leg. So I don't say straighten. So what I meant is, if you're here with a knee hugged in, then the space in between your thigh and your chest is what it is.
So if you're then extending the leg and you're lifting especially up the shoulder, that's not what I meant. So what you want to do is leg in and keep it as close as you have it right there. And then you feel maybe a little shake, so extend through the left leg and then it starts shaking. Shaking is good, but it's relaxation shake. So it's not a strength shake. Good. Nice. Very good. Maybe point. And then maybe also this leg be away. Good. The leg does not have to be straight and your shoulders are both down, so both hands are on it. Okay, flex the foot, happy baby pose, take the hand on the outside edge of the foot and your elbow on the inside of the knee. And then just move the knee outside of your ribcage towards the floor. Lengthen your tailbone, draw the belly in. Half happy baby. Release the half the happy baby and extend both legs. Left knee comes in towards the chest, hold it, pull it in towards your chest, now draw the belly in. And then from there, maybe hold the underneath sides for your hamstring or your calf muscle. And then start extending this left leg. Keep both legs charged. If you start shaking, that is good. Don't overdo it. Keep the thigh very close towards your rib cage. So it was as if it's still bent, but then extend it. Keep your head down. Keep your shoulder blades down. So then you need to replace your hands maybe towards the back side of your hamstring. Yes, let's bend the leg, flexing the left foot like walking on the clouds. Left hand on the outside or the outside of the ankle. And then bring the left elbow in and move the left knee outside your rib cage towards the floor. Chin in. Lengthen tailbone towards the right foot. And okay, release. Hug the legs in. Hold on, crossing the ankles, hold your feet. Rolling up and down. 1, 2, and 3. Lifting up. Sit upright. Now turn your back towards me and then roll backwards. And then cross the other foot on top. When you inhale, you roll back. And at the 4th time, you stay down. Lay down. If you want to put something over your face, like a towel, a blankie, go ahead. And otherwise, make yourself comfortable because now the hardest part is there. Resting. So resting pose, eyes are closed. Place your shoulder blades onto the mat and feel how that opens the hand palms towards the sky. Rotate shoulders down the mat. If you feel vulnerable, then okay, place both hands on your belly or one hand on the belly and one on your chest, on the heart line. Totally fine. If you might feel that your lower back feels tender like this, then drag your feet in, outside edges of the mat, and drop the knees together. Yes. And then this way you find support from your lower back. All the others stay. So you went from a moving meditation, if this is your first time with me, and probably you had a lot of thinking. That's totally normal, but the way of cueing is always the same. And the more you do it, the more you feel, this is what she means. Make sure that your legs have some space, so take up some space. You paid for the mat, so it's like your mat, so use it and relax. And that's easier said than done. At least you know the work is done. You can release the muscles.
and surrender the body to the floor. Ah, let the forehead be nice and soft, no frown, no wrinkle, just a soft forehead, smooth. Your cheeks are soft. Your lower jaw is part from the upper jaw, so let some space be there. The throat is soft, the neck is relaxed, and the back of the skull is releasing on the mat. Oh. Then let it release and the softest go trickle over into your shoulders and into your upper arms. Make them heavy. Release the forearms, the hands. Release the chest and your upper back. Sink into the mat. Feel the support of the mat. Feel the rise and the fall of your breathing. Nice soothing rhythm like a wave. Feel how it's slowing down. How the heart is at ease. How your hips can sink. Your legs can release. Your knees soft and your feet falling outward if the legs are straight. Stay here. Enjoy your resting pose. Really surrender. I will be silent now, but I will wake you up. Enjoy. Bring the breath back into the body. Feel the breath entering. Feel the breath releasing. When the breath is back and the mind is on the breath, start moving your extremities, feet, fingers. Small movements rippling inward towards the whole foot, the ankle, wrist, and then moving over to the calves, forearms, elbows, upper arms, shoulders, knees, thighs, and your hips. When everything is touched with new movements, reawakens as we speak. Then start moving in bigger motions and follow your intuition. So we did a lot of movement, so you can hug the knees in, you can stretch your arms overhead, you can point your toes, whatever it is, start moving. If you're done with all the movements and the sound of the singing bowl is fading away, then turn to your right side in a fetal position, resting with your right cheek or ear on your arm, forearm or upper arm. Go ahead. Time for you to come to an upright position of your choosing. Face belly towards me so we can close class. Whatever the position is in, where you're in, as long as comfortable, then you're good. Hands on the knees or the thighs. Take one deep inhale through the nose in. Open the mouth and exhale out. Close the mouth. Bring the hands towards your heart. Humbling. Coming back to your intention. Reaching on the inhale, those arms up, lengthen. Where you worked for spreading those arms, let it fall into your arms. Collect it. Let it fall in. What comes from above good, right? Comes from the heavens. Inhale, canalize what fell into your arms, and then bring it and center it into your heart. The thumbs towards the forehead, clarity of mind. The thumbs towards your mouth, clarity and loving communication towards yourself and others. Then bring the thumbs towards the heart. Love, warmth, light, peace in your heart. From my heart to yours, namaste.
Namaste.